Workspace for Science 10 Unit A or Unit 1, which is Chemistry. There is a lot of information on this workspace, so I'm going to take a little bit of time here and show you how this goes. First of all, when you see this on your end, obviously the video that you're watching right now will be pasted right here. If you come down here, this will show you the learning goals for chemistry, for the chemistry portion of Science 10. Next, I think I should point out, if we go over to the resources column, this is where you're going to find the chemistry data booklet. This is something that you need. You're going to need it frequently, often. Of course, you can look at it online. I would speak to your teacher and hopefully get it printed. Even in color would be better, because this is where you're going to find your periodic table, solubility charts, so on and so forth. And this, of course, is the same booklet that you're going to use into higher level courses that involve chemistry. This is what they give people for the Chem Theory diploma exam, for example. Anyway, that's neither here nor there, but you're going to need it, and you're going to need it often. So basically, the way that this course is laid out is, what you're going to do is the resources or the lessons are going to be found in this column here, up and down. And then after you look at a lesson, you're going to have, you're going to go over to the evidence column, and that's going to help you practice what you've learned. Now, I want to point this out very, very clearly. In this evidence, there is a whole bunch of worksheets and questions. That is called formative assessment. And what you're going to do is you're going to go through those worksheets, and your teacher has access to the answers. And I want you to look at the answers, and I want you to check your work, and I want you to look at the answers to help you get through problems. And essentially, formative assessment is there you're going to practice your knowledge, and you want to improve your knowledge. And so these worksheets are very, very much there. There's a lot of them. Don't get me wrong, but you're going to use this as a chance to learn and solidify your knowledge, your skills. Now, if I really get into this, if you want to go down, if I show you here, there's a quiz, okay? Quiz 1, and I'm going to explain this in a little bit, but this quiz, as you can see, is not attached here. You're going to have to seek out your teacher, and he or she is going to give you the quiz. And this is a quiz where the answer key is not provided, okay? So you can see how there's times when you do all of this up here, all of these worksheets are meant to help you practice your skills. And then you come to a point in time where you have to show what you have learned, and that's going to be on a quiz. And I believe there are 4 quizzes in this unit. And then, of course, there's going to be a unit exam. If I scroll all the way down here to the end, and it tells you, when to find them and so on and so forth, and, to see your teacher. But basically, if I go back in now to the general overview of this course, what I've done is I've started off with a very, very brief review of grade 9 science, because grade 9 science, the chemistry section, really seems to overlap a lot with Science 10 and the chemistry portion here. So what I've done is I've given them kind of this orange light bulb. And what you're going to do is, I just gave you kind of a brief overview here. And then the first part is Unit A, Science 9 Review, WHMIS. And what you're going to do is you're going to watch this video and so on and so forth, okay, review video. And then what you're going to do is you're going to look over to the right-hand side under evidence, and there is a worksheet that goes over, about WHMIS, okay? So you're going to complete that. So now you've done the WHMIS lesson, and you've done the WHMIS evidence, the worksheet. So then you go on to number 2. Now we're on to atomic theory. So if we go back up here, there should be one for atomic theory. Okay, it's particle theory, matter, so on and so forth. You see how this is going to work out, okay? It's going to keep going and going and going. So you're going to watch these lessons and go over. Periodic table, then go over. Okay, so the periodic table, you can see how this all works out, okay? Sorry, I have to go up a little bit higher. Periodic table review. Okay, so basically what you're going to do is you're going to watch a lesson or learn about something and then go on to the right-hand side. And then, of course, it comes here, it says end of grade 9 science review, okay? So let's see up here. What I did is I did put, there's a unit exam for grade 9 science. This is what I would give people in grade 9 science. You can do this, you cannot. Essentially, it's going to help you kind of establish, where do you stand in regards to grade 9 knowledge and so on and so forth. Once the grade 9 section is done, that's when we really get into the grade 10 component. And it says right here, it says structure of an atom, lesson 1. That's where you got this blue planet. It says start of chemistry. So what you have here is you have structure of an atom, lesson 1. I have a couple videos in there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go back over and you're going to see, well, do we have an assignment or something to practice with? Okay. So let's see. It would be right there. Structure an atom lesson 1. This is what you need to do. You complete that. Then we'll go back down here. Sorry for all this scrolling, but number 2, properties and classification of matter, lesson 2. Well, then there's probably a lesson with that, an assessment here. Let's go up. Okay, boom, right there. And then as it turns out, once you've done the evidence here for lesson 1, lesson 2, there's your first quiz. I hope that makes sense. I mean, basically what you're doing is in one column, you're getting your information, and then you're going to use the heading to go to the right-hand side and find the associated assignment or quiz. Please, everyone, I want you to understand one thing. This chemistry unit, my goodness, does it really take off. When you come towards the end, the things that you need to know, it really is, it's a huge amount of information. So let me be the first one to tell you that for this chemistry unit, you literally have to master things in order, okay? As an example, let's just pretend that you don't really figure out atoms to ions lesson 5. Okay, let's just say you just don't really figure it out. Turns out you really don't figure out number 6 either. Okay, you kind of know it, you kind of don't, but you're like, you know what, I'm going to move on. I'm telling you as an example, if you didn't know 5 and 6, number 7 is going to be awful. Furthermore, number 8 is going to be awful. And that's actually going to impact everything else along the way. So just like people told you in math courses, you have to learn the foundation and build up. So in this section, you really must learn one lesson, master it, check your answers, move on. Do the lesson, master the evidence, move on. This really, chemistry starts and it really takes off, okay? So please be careful. Check your answers and ensure that you really understand what's going on. And that's the key to being successful.